Hello friends, I'm Brian, and this is Gizmo Board Games. And today I'm taking the 1 cube challenge. This is something that's been going around YouTube recently. It's mostly been in pairs, like the Brothers Murph did it, Foster the Meeple did it, and I think one other that I can't recall offhand I saw do this as well. And what they've been doing is taking turns drafting one game from their collection and fitting it into a cube. Trying to get it, as smug a fit. I've got a little bit of a cheat here. We'll get into that. Whatever, no big deal. I pretty much met the requirements as given. But what they've been doing is taking turns drafting games and putting them into their cube, making a good collection into just one Kallax Cube space. And because I don't have anyone to bounce off of, I did it by myself. So I cut out the little drafting banter, but I did keep the rules of fitting into 1 cube and allowing myself one mulligan, and that's it. And that means one game that I picked that I couldn't make fit. And you are allowed to kind of reorder things, reorganize as you go. So since I didn't want to waste your time watching me draft and remove and things with no banter of somebody else, I just went ahead and did it already. And then I'm going to pull them out for you in reverse and talk about it a little bit as we see what I ended up selecting. Plus, I did take my one mulligan, and so I'll discuss that. Also, I want to point out one thing that I would have slid a bunch of button shy games into spaces, but I didn't want to take the time to do that because, let's all agree here now that I would have stuffed 10 or maybe 15 even button shy games into the space that's still remaining. So if we can all agree that that would have happened, I'm not going to bore you pulling out a bunch of button shy games. With all that said, let's go ahead and take a look at what I fit into my one shelf, or my 1 cube that is challenge here. First of all, as you see right in front, I've got Clans of Caledonia. This is a nice, tight economic game packed into a very small box. It's super packed in here. And you can hear all the bits and pieces. I love it. It's a very good Euro, very good economic game. And it's just such a great box size for this 1 cube challenge that it was a no-brainer that it was going to go in here somewhere. All right, here's the one that was giving me the most headache trying to fit and fix and figure it out fitting in. But it's Race for the Galaxy, another game I like. It's a little bit of an engine builder. It plays really quick, a lot of fun. And I just really enjoy this one. Plus, this one's got all the expansions, or at least the first 3 expansions, plus the base game in this one box. So it just gives me a lot of game that plays well. 1 through 5, maybe even 6. Yeah, 1 through 6 players. So this will cover all the bases if I was limited to just 1 cube. So definite no-brainer for me. And then as you see here, I got Century Spice Road. This is the German edition. If you don't quite recognize the language, it's just a simple, easy engine builder, lightweight kind of filler game. And, another small box that fit really well. So I stuck it in here as well. Next up, Subterra. Another game where I've got 3 or 4 expansions in the box with the base game. Everything fits here nicely. It's a nice, one of the skinny boxes, because my problem is I set myself up for failure by my first pick here at the bottom. And I kind of had to squeeze in non-regular sized boxes around it. But that's okay. I've got a lot of these games that I really do enjoy. This is one of my favorite cooperative games. If you haven't caught my top 50, check it out. Some of these games are probably on that list. This one probably is. Really enjoy it. Again, another game that plays 1 to 6 players. So any player count, a cooperative game that I really enjoy. Then we got Rolling Realms. I just wanted to have one rolling right, flipping right, whatever. I really tossed and turned between this one or Welcome to the Moon. But I like this one just because of all the realms I've got in here. Again, it's just a bunch of content packed in the box, adding to a bunch of variety and variability. So that's why Rolling Realms won out in this instance. All right, up here I've just got a silly little box game. It's Marvel Flux. Flux is a game where the rules are always changing and everything's in flux. It's a game, I think it plays to 5 again. Oh, another 2 to 6 players. It's just a zany, wacky game. It fit in, and it's just an enjoyable flex. And while I don't care about Marvel, a lot of people I could bring along and play if I was limited to 1 cube do care about Marvel. And so that's why I kind of slid this one into the space. And let's see what else we got up here in the space. But of course, my favorite party game, and I guess social deduction style game here, is Bang the Dice game. I like the dice game way more than the card game, but both fit the bill. And I definitely wanted to get some kind of party, fun, silly social deduction by default. It didn't have to be, but I really like this one. One of my favorite party style games. Definitely my favorite social deduction game. Bang the Dice game. And then I've got Hanabi, an obvious small box, easy pick. I really enjoy this one. Another favorite cooperative game of mine. It's a really thinky game. Just a lot of fun, a lot of joy for me, and a lot of stress too from Hanabi. But no brainer, small box game I really enjoy. And then I took another small box card game. I haven't actually played Similio, but I have this one from Essen. And yeah, I think it plays a bunch of people and plays pretty easy. So yeah, just it fit the slot and I grabbed it and threw it in there because why not? It's good to have a new game to try too on the list. And then y'all can see this one. I need a worker placement. Don't have one of those yet. So here we go. Raiders of the North Sea, because this is the one I own, but I feel like any of the Garfield boxes could have worked. This is just the one I have right now. I've got more on the way. So, depending on which one I felt like at the time, this is the one I have. So this is the one that goes. But it's a really, really good game. Raiders of the North Sea. And then we have another lightweight, easy play a bunch of people. I think another one that goes to 6. Yep, 2 to 6. Plays quick. 15, 30 minutes. A lot of just silly fun, but still some thinky strategy in point salad. Easy, lightweight, fun. Good game. Small box. No brainer. Space Base. Another fun 1 to 5 player game. Another engine builder style, but this one has a bunch of interactivity around the board. Everybody's doing something on everybody's turn, and it just makes it really fun. Even though it's not a game I'm totally in love with, I still really like it and I enjoy it, and everybody enjoys it that I've taught it to. So yeah, if you just want zany randomness with a little bit of engine building and a small box that fits in a cube with all these other games, Space Base. 2 left. So my first pick, if I can get them out because they're pretty well packed in here, is Concordia. And I've got literally everything packed in this box minus 5 or 6 map boards. I had to obviously take them out of the box to make the box close, but they're on the other shelf over there. I've got them. But this has the Solitaire expansion in here. It's got my custom inserts, or not my custom, well, I guess custom inserts that I bought. It's got Venus is in here, Salsa expansions in here. I think there's at least 1 or 2 different map boards. It's a game I really enjoy. It's Concordia. And that was the first thing I wanted to make sure I got. It was this or Arc Nova, I think, as my kind of big box game. And I really probably should have went with one of the normal square big boxes because I probably could have got more in here in the end. But I think I did pretty well, all things considered. That leaves another nice, skinny, tall box family weight game with a lot of thinking. It's my Uwe Rosenberg game that I own. New York Zoo. Really enjoy this one. It plays up to 5 again. So I think pretty much almost every game I got here plays between 2 and 5, 1 and 5, 1 and 6. So a lot of good variety in here, I think. Polyomino game. New York Zoo. Good little strategy. Easy to teach, but a lot of thinking goes into it. And that's an empty cube now. So how many did I end up with, not counting all the button shies I would have stacked in the space? I think I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 games into 1 cube. Not bad. Not a bad little mix of games. I wouldn't be I would be proud to say if I only had 14 games and I only had this much space, I would be proud of that collection, no problem. Especially counting, all the button shies I would have shoved in too. Yeah, 14 actual boxes of games that play 1 to 6 players. It's good job, Brian. That said, I did have one mulligan along the way. I tried to get the crew to fit, and I just could not make it. Even though it's a small box game, I could not make it fit with all the others. In fact, that's kind of the reason I ended up with Flux. It's just because it was a slightly smaller box than the crew, so I was able to puzzle that one in, and so the crew kind of went flying, but that's all right. I'm happy with what I ended up with. And a deck of cards, you can play any trick taking game. So if I wanted to squeeze a deck of cards in there, I would have done that. So there you have it. If you liked this video, please give me the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I really do appreciate it. I'm approaching 100 subscribers now in just under a year. I think that's pretty darn good. I never expected that last February when I was considering doing this. So thank you all for subscribing if you have. And if you want to see me again, that's how you do it. You subscribe and see my next video. I'll be back at least once a week. This is kind of a middle of the week video, so this is not one of my Sunday guarantees. I've got that coming, and I'm finishing up my top 100 with my top 10 coming about a week from today, or a week from yesterday. It's going to be on the 28th of February, my 1-year anniversary of the channel. So please check that out when you can. If you're a subscriber, you'll get the notification, or at least see it in your playlist. You have to hit the bell, I guess, for the notification. So do that too. And I thank you so much for being here and checking out my 1 cube challenge. Bye.